Hi, I'm Tim Clark with Funds to Close, and maybe you're new to transactional funding, or maybe you would like to be a referral partner with us and join our team. Either way, there are 4 questions that every transactional funder must ask to make sure that it's a deal that they can fund. So we're going to go through those today. All right, now why are we going through these questions? Well, there's several reasons. One reason why we go through these questions is to find out what the borrower needs and what kind of deal they have and see if it fits our funding box. So really, as we ask these questions, we're kind of eliminating people who don't fit our funding box because we don't want to waste their time or ours. So let's jump in with the first question. The first question is pretty simple. Most people are going to give you this information right away because they want the money. So the first question is, how much do you need? And like I said, they're going to tell us this most of the time, but the reason we ask this question or clarify this is because we want to know if it's going to fit our funding box. Some people are going to ask for funds that are too small of an amount that doesn't make sense to borrow from us, or they may ask for something that's really large. We want to make sure we can cover the amount that they're asking to fund. The next question we're going to ask is, how long do you need it? This is a very important question. And the reason why we ask this is because if it's a much longer period of time, it may not really be transactional funding. If you ask someone, how long do you need it? And they say, well, we need it for 6 months, that is not transactional funding, okay? Right now in our current fund box, what we fund is up to a maximum of 60 days. So if they need it for longer than that, then they're not really looking for transactional funding. They're probably looking for private money lending or a private money partner, and we're really not going to be able to help with that because our max is 60 days. Now, I realize that sometimes EMD for certain situations might go a little bit longer than 60 days, maybe 90 days. But what we found is that if it goes beyond 60 days, the chance of it closing goes down exponentially. So that's going to be our limit on the how long do you need it. It's also important to find out what they need the money for. And by asking how long they need it, we can figure out whether it's, if they need it for 30 days, it's probably an earnest money that they need. If they only need the money for a very short time, like for a double close, it may only be for 24 hours or even just a few hours. But if it's a seller carryback, it may be up to 48 hours that we do those. So again, finding out what the time frame is also helps determine what kind of funding the person needs. The next question is, how are our funds protected? This is a very important question because we do not want to lose our capital. We have to protect our capital and make sure that we don't lose that. Better to lose the deal than to lose the capital. So in this case, if they say that your funds are going to be protected by the asset or even by cross collateralizing with a different asset, we are not going to do that. For us, transactional funding means that our funds are always escrow protected. Our money goes into escrow and it comes right back to us out of escrow, and our contracts are what protect us because we're escrow protected. We do not do any kind of asset protected funding, definitely don't do any cross collateral type funding, and we're not going to sign on to anybody's operating agreement or join their LLC. That's just not what we do. Our funds are always escrow protected. So that's what we want to clarify with this third question. And the fourth question, how much do you expect to pay us? Everybody has different ideas about what transactional funding should cost. And when we fund people, we can start off by asking them what they expected to pay us, and then we can go from there. I guess in the rare case, somebody might actually offer to pay us more. Not likely, but it just opens the conversation so we can talk about our fees. Now, one of the things you'll find out if you look at our current funding box is that we do charge an upfront fee for earnest money deposits. When it comes to our double closes, there's no upfront fee because we only fund on the day of the close of escrow. in the same title company that the A to B and the B to C close. So there's no need for an upfront fee because our money's not sitting out there for very long at all. It's the same day in the same title company. With a seller carryback, it's a similar situation. We don't fund until the first close, and we get our money back either the same day or the next day from the attorney on the second close. But when it comes to EMD, we do have an upfront fee, and the reason why is because the money is sitting out there longer. It could be 2 weeks, 30 days, up to 60 days, like we mentioned earlier. In that case, our transaction coordinators are doing the upfront work. So they need to get paid even if the deal doesn't close. And also, our capital partners, their money is out there. And if it's out there for 30 days, that's 30 days that money cannot be invested somewhere else. And so there is a time cost of money, and we want to make sure that we pay our capital partners for their time cost of money, even if the deal doesn't close. So that is the reason why we have an upfront fee, and that's non-negotiable. We have to charge an upfront fee to make sure we can pay our transaction coordinators and our capital partners, even if the deal doesn't close. We also have a fee on the back end in most cases. There are some cases where we don't, and that's where we get our profit on the back end. Now, these 4 questions are very important for you to learn and to ask with potential borrowers, because if the answers to these questions don't make sense, then it doesn't make sense for us to fund those deals. If you have more questions about our fund box or about the questions that you need to ask, or even about how to become a referral partner with us, by the way, we love our referral partners. We pay our referral partners a referral fee on every deal that closes. So we want to make sure that you get paid, and we want to streamline the process. That's why it's so important for us to ask these 4 questions, because we want to vet the deals up front and make sure that we're not wasting the time of our borrowers or waste our time or our team's time. So that is why we want you to understand and be able to ask these questions while you're trying to vet deals for us as a referral partner. We'd love to have you join our team, or if you're new to transactional funding, I hope this is helpful for you so that you're asking the right questions, protecting your capital, and helping more people to have successful closes of their deals.